Hey, welcome to Morning Espresso with your girl Misha. Now, we're going to talk about the wrap up of year 9. It's been a lot of completions that's been going on, and I just want to, talk about it in a spiritual way, astrologist way, and a regular just life way, right? So, this year we've been doing a lot of healing or wrapping up the healing. Like for me, I've been in hermit mode since 2021. And I feel like this year is like a completion, wrapping up all of the healing. It's time now for me to come out of the cave and actually, go towards attacking the dreams and things that I've built while I was in the cave, the plans, and now it's time to actually put them into action. And it has a lot to do with the planetary, shifts that that's been going on. And the eclipse that came, that was a big thing to help us eclipse things out of our life, relationships, people, bad habits, all of the things that needed to go, they were leaving. We just coming out of a retrograde where, things that need to be handled, they did a spin the block type of energy, whatever it may have been. And whatever was released during that period was meant to go. So relationships ended, jobs ended. You may have moved, got a new car, or lost a car, just things like that. Those things are preparing you for the next stage of blessings that are coming into your life, sweetheart. So, throughout this year, there's been a lot of endings and people not understanding what's going on, right? Because a lot of them are abrupt endings. But it's playing into, I guess, the full divine design for your future and your path. Sometimes in the heaviness of a storm is where all the blessings are brewing. All the things are being planted for you and you just can't see it. And I can speak really strongly on that because in these last 4 years, man, have I been in a storm and not knowing what the next damn step was going to be for my life, what to even dream, because I'm not knowing how I am first as a person, my person. I had to heal myself from the stroke, learn how to walk, get my memory back, learn how to write. It's a lot of little things that I had to do that I didn't even realize I lost function of, right? Until I began to assert myself in that direction, realizing, okay, I have a deficiency there. I need to work on that from the stroke. Certain things I've had to come to conclusions that this is the new me, right? And so I had to adapt. And there's been a lot of adapting that we've had to do with these new norms that have taken place really since the pandemic, if you want to be, real. And I've been sitting back watching because I am very isolated from society in a way. I only go out when I need to. And so I don't have friends and family aggravating me in and out with their problems, trauma dumping, all of that type of shit. I eliminated that. So that allows me to have a full view, a clear view, right, of everything outside of me. And it also allows me to be able to stay in tune with only my energy and sit in my shit and see why I feel like this, because I'm an empath. And so if you're an empath, you already know you pulling other people's stuff. Your mood will shift just because you've pulled somebody else's energy who may not be in alignment. Their energy may be lower than yours, but it'll shift you down and you're not understanding why. And if you allow people to trauma dump on you and you're an empath, you're left with all of that. And they have absorbed your good energy and left with that. And it is very serious. And it's important that if you are an empath, you have to learn how to have energetic protections around yourself and practices that you do that keep you guarded. And I always tell them to the empath to learn stoicism, because that means you can sit there and you can listen, but not absorb. Like being in the world, but not of the world. I always say that because that's really what it is. I can be of the world. I can, hear what's going on, this and that. But I have tuned myself to not absorb it internally where it affects me on my personal path, if that makes sense. So I've learned all this stuff, not overnight. It damn sure took these 4 years of first pruning myself, pulling out all of the nasty stuff. And when you pull out one, it's like when you cleaning out your closet and it's jam packed with a lot of shit. When you pull out one thing and it's not organized, a lot of other shit gonna start falling, and you have to deal with it. And that is what I've been dealing with myself. So I find it rewarding at the end, even though in the storm, going through the bottom, and pulling out the shit out of the closet that you forgot was up in there, and having to go through that shit and sort it out and throw stuff away, etc., etc. It helps you. It's just like, but it's not pleasant. So in this year 9, I was able to start seeing actual closure to those chapters, those tower moments, those things that came to burn and that came for me to actually address and release. I'm actually seeing that come to, fruition in this year 9. And so with that being said, it puts me in a position of optimism for the future, because I had to learn to release control and allow the divine to guide me. And because when you a person that's always, I'm gonna say like in a masculine energy, because you have to go, you have to make something happen. Your mind is wired that way. It is hardwired that way. So my time away from society, God was allowing me to allow him or her, Most High, to rewire me back into the frequency I needed to be in. My most divine feminine energy that allows me to let things come to me instead of me trying to build. And I'm not a builder. The masculine energy is the builder. And when you start healing, you get to see the duality in both. And you get to see how you were leaning more into one or the other, right? And that's what I went through. And it allowed me to be rewired, like I said. And it brought harmony in my spirit, because I don't have to go so hard. I don't have to go hard at all. And that was something I had to really, come to terms with. Always trying to have a plan and make something happen, working, trying to pay bills, everything on my own, trying to make, push, do. And it was putting more pressure on something. When you put so much pressure on something, it runs away. And that's what was going on. And when you in your divine feminine energy, man or woman, right? Male or female, when you stop and you allow, things begin to happen, versus you making the plan and now you feel like you got to be in charge of how this plan plays out from A to Z. And that's a lot of masculine energy. Your job is to pull that masculine energy so you can make the plan, right? You are the architect when you're in your masculine energy. And then it's like, then you have to release. That's when that feminine energy come in, because you have to release yourself in the control so your creative juices can also kick in. And then you have to release it completely, the outcome, and understand that you're going to be guided to your next step, your next move. It's not for you to push and try to make happen. And so that just make life better for me. And me having a stroke, that showed me like you overstressed, you overused you overused your mind. You put too much pressure on your left side of your brain trying to make things happen. And you wasn't making sure your body was good. Like I wasn't even healthy. I was anemic like a mug, walking around here on fumes trying to do this and do that. Your body's not in alignment. You're not even going to produce the mental strength and clarity to even make these things happen, to even show up and have that discipline. That's why mental, body, and spirit, all that is one. It has to be in alignment. One is out of whack, you can forget it. You can forget trying to get shit that you want. Even if you touch it, you're going to lose it, because you're not in alignment with your mind, body, and spirit. It's not healthy. right? You don't have mental health, you don't have body health, you don't have spiritual health, connection. And so I had to sit down and learn all of that. And it's such a beautiful thing once you know, because you can catch yourself when you getting out of alignment. See, it's one thing to be just moving on autopilot and don't know why you do the things you do and what's going on, right? You just reacting to life. But when you sit back and become the observer of your life, and you can see when you are in too much of your divine energy, you're being too emotional about something, or you're being too masculine and too aggressive about something, and you know you have to balance and get back into homeostasis and get back to how you need to be. It is so refreshing to be your own checker, like checking yourself, because you're the observer instead of reacting, being the reactor. And I was always the reactor. You know, I have a lot of water in my chart, and you know, I'll build up and then I'll react, or I'll react right then without the logical part. But now, being in this new year, if you relate to me, just know this is a time. This is a time now that you can move forward with full confidence, knowing that everything that you've been planning is going to pan out at the right time, divine time. Your job, your only job, is to work on yourself. That's how you get everything in life to align to you. It's not about working harder, signing up for the overtime shift, and all of those things that will burn your ass out. It's about pulling back, working when needed, right, to produce what you need. And for the extra that you're trying to call into your life, it's about tuning into yourself. Making sure you like romanticize yourself. Fall back in love with you. How you talk, how you walk, your teeth, your cheeks, your skin, your eyes, your nails, your hair. I don't give a damn if you're not happy with its length, its texture, its whatever. Love it now. You have to be present with yourself and love every part of you. Look in the mirror. Stare in the mirror. Stare at the parts that you didn't like, that makes you feel uncomfortable, that you wish you could change. Because you ain't wrong for wanting to change something or not liking something about yourself, right? That don't mean you don't love yourself, because those same things that you don't like, you can learn to tweak it. Self-love is about improving, and you do that how you feel necessary to make you feel good. But that's where you start with pulling in your manifestations, you know, and you got to start small. If it starts small with anything, it grows with consistency. It compounds and it gets bigger. And that's what I just try to, you know, do that with everything in life now. So I don't overwhelm myself, so I can stay in my feminine energy, because it's easy for me to jump right into trying to do, make, and burn the fuck out. Like, it's real quick. So it's just good to allow yourself to go one step at a time and give yourself time to celebrate that one step, right? Because you made it. You made one step and then the next step, and each step should be celebrated. And you don't need outside people to celebrate your achievements, because a lot of your achievements are going to be done in silence without an audience. And I had to learn that as well. You know, the biggest cheerleaders that you may want on your team will disappear, and you have to learn in that journey to keep forging forward, because your true cheerleaders are ahead. They're above, you know, they're ahead of you. And if you keep moving one step ahead in front of the other, eventually you'll see them cheering you on. They'll show up. And when you believe in that, it allows you to show up olo dolo and not give a damn, right? Because I know personally through the journey of just when I used to do makeup and stuff like that, it hurts you when you try to do something and your family and friends, they just scroll right past it. They don't like it. They don't share it. They don't say nothing. But then you'll see them in person. They'll be like, oh yeah, I seen that. And it's like, well, damn. And then you'll see that they're liking and sharing people in the same arena as you and won't give you that same, you know, love and courtesy. Shit. And so I know how that feels. So I had to go through that early on in my journey to know that I'm not looking for them for validation, because most of my support is coming from people I don't even know. And so once I clocked in on that part of me, I'm just like, yeah, that don't hurt my feelings no more. Cause you bitches will see, eventually, I don't even discuss it with y'all because you're not on my frequency. This is not your gift. This is not your dream. It's mine. Only I can see it. I have to do the work. So eventually you will see it. And I used to do a lot of talking, and I'm sure, my family probably thought, okay, there she go with another idea. There she go with another idea. And that was my bad, right? Because everything don't need to be shared and told, because everything may not be for you to do at that moment. So you kind of become the boy that cried wolf with your family. And so I can understand why they be like, yeah, it is what it is. But when you go through the motions, you understand it's about you. This is you versus you. They only arrive because you put attention on them. Right? So whatever you put attention on, that's when they show up. You the main character. And I always remind myself of that, because Neo and even the movie with Jim Carrey, Truman Show, you the main character. Those people around you only show up because of you. Right? And so you define how important they are in your life. So don't put more importance on anybody outside of you when you're going towards something in your life, because the validation has to come from you, because they're not going to get it. And even if they do get it, it doesn't matter. It has to come from inside of you. So it's time for you to be celebrating these things, because in me new beginnings. We don't cry. We what God is doing right now, and know that the next step is taken care of. It's going to be better than what we lost, right? That is what I want to just talk about. This thing is for us to, this 9 is wrapping up. It's a lot of stuff that we don't need in our lives anymore to fulfill what is ahead. And so it was time to start calling our power back, protecting our energy, working on ourselves. So again, the quicker you walk to the things in your life, the quicker clarity in your life, you go within loving on yourself all day. I don't care what it is. Whatever it is that that you do for you, start taking steps at. It'll make you feel better. You happy. And the happier the higher your frequency is, the higher the frequency is, the more you can match what you want. And then it's up. It's like very easy, but hard when people don't slow down and be the observer and actually pay attention to the energies that are around them and the energies that they're out as well. So I'm going to wrap it up. We wrap it up for the ending. We're here. 9, we're moving into year 1, new beginnings, new blessings, new opportunities, new partnerships. We're claiming everything good for our lives, great wealth, assets, all the good things we got in. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Morning. So if you have not, please subscribe. I'll see you guys video. And until next, peace, love, and happiness.